I've been wearing your makeup for so many years, but you're a legend in the industry.
Thank you for saying that. I always say, like, what makes someone a legend? But you put the question right back on me. And I think what makes you a legend is when you stick with something for as long as I have and always make sure that your customer, your friend, your fan, whoever they may be, gets the integrity of your product and the knowledge and the loyalty and the honesty. They don't leave you. And so I feel very blessed that I have that with my customers.
But it's really about doing something unique,
Yes.
doing something unique
to
and
be.
creative.
Has to be.
You started as a makeup artist.
That's it.
How does the makeup come from the makeup artist?
Well, it's funny that you asked because what happened with me was I was doing makeup for TV and film and theater. But I started like realizing I don't love this life. It sounded great. Oh, you get to do this person, that person. When I would make up somebody who was just a real woman and I'd see them lighten up and smile as I made them up, and then they would want to buy the product, it felt so good. I knew that my calling was to work with real women, but I didn't have product to sell. So I was running all over Manhattan, every department store, buying the makeup, delivering it to their doormen, leaving it with my doormen. And then finally I thought, it's time. I have to start my own line. In 1993, I started my own line. And I built a place where people could come in New York on the Upper East Side. And it was the biggest game changer of my life, that I could have my clients come to me, teach them how to do the makeup themselves, empower them. I wasn't talking at them, I was teaching them.
Right.
And that's when everything changed.
So what's the biggest challenge you faced in the road to the top?
Well, my business grew and I didn't have the backing. That was tough for me. And I also, not coming from the world of finance or having that business acumen, I thought, how am I going to grow at the pace it's growing? And I think that now there are conferences like the one we're at today. There are people that will mentor you and talk to you. I didn't have that. I didn't know how to access it. And then I was fortunate enough to find somebody who understood that my business had momentum and growth opportunities, and they invested in my business. And once I got that investment, everything changed, and the business really grew dramatically. It came with problems.
Tell me about that.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I thought it was just a matter of like, oh, now I got a business person and they are on the same mission as me and they have money to put into the business. But their mission was different. Their mission did not align with my mission. Even though I thought before he made the investment it would, he came in and thought, I can do it differently and I think I could do it better. And I knew it was wrong. And I would tell him, I would say, why aren't you listening to me? I have these customers for many years. And he discounted everything I said. And it was a very rough time in my life. It really was a rough time. And I had to fight through it. And I wasn't going to abandon my customer or my love of what I did. And thankfully, I stuck with it. He then sold it to someone else. Then they didn't understand the mission. So I went through a lot of years, probably 10 years worth of dealing with people who had no idea about what I was, who I was, and how to align with me until the third group came in, and they leaned into me and using me. And the minute they did, and they knew that there was something valuable that I had to offer, obviously, the game changed.
But at one point, the new owners wanted to fire you.
Yes, they did. They did. And it came to my attention. They were talking to everybody saying, do you think Laura aged out? Should she be the spokesperson for this company anymore? And I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I only have your best interest at heart because I want to grow this business with you. And so it was very demoralizing. It was very humiliating. It was a rough time, but I wasn't going to cave. And I am sure that that person is looking at the business today and saying, oh boy, did I make a mistake, and how I wish I would have leveraged her knowledge and really sailed to where we are today.
Yeah. You're a $500 million company. What's the best advice you ever got?
I didn't get advice. I really didn't. I learned it on my own. I mean, I think, somebody said it today, your failures can turn into successes. And I mean, I would give advice today to somebody that I wish I would have gotten is ask for help. Look at somebody who's doing something you want to do or did and go to them. You'd be surprised. I remember, and this is a funny story, that the man who invested in me, who didn't believe in me, wound up starting his own fund. And he came to me to be an investor. And I thought, he has no clue how I know what he did. And I called a colleague of mine who sold her company for $1.2 billion, a very big makeup company. And I said to her, I know that you invest in a lot of companies. I need your advice. This would be my first foray into investing in a business. And she said, well, let me just ask you right off. Here's the question. The question is, do you like the way they handled your business? And I said, say no more. You just help me. Help me figure it out. The minute I said no, I didn't like the way they handled my business, I said, I'm not investing in that business. And so to each their own, he's very successful. I like him as a person. We just didn't align. And I think he would not be in denial to say that too. So
To get where you got today, first of all, you were like the Steve Jobs of the cosmetic industry, right?
oh, what a nice thing to hear.
I mean, that's true though, right? You built it, they wanted to get rid of you, and then you built it again and rebuilt it bigger and better than ever, right?
That's very true. Yeah, no, that's quite the compliment, and I feel really good about where I'm at. Like, truth be told, I'm 67. It's not that I need to work anymore, but I love what I do. It gives me purpose. People say, what's your hobbies? I go, what I do is my hobby. I love it.
Right.
And I never want to disappoint her, and I want to keep giving her what she needs. For as long as you can utilize me, utilize me. So
what does it mean to you to be a strong, powerful woman?
what it means for me is that it gets better later, and that the growth that comes from every decade, every year that passes, every learning experience is going to empower you to the point where you're going to be able to make better decisions, wiser decisions. You've got to learn from your mistakes. There are people that will help you not get into the messes I got in, and there were many of them. I could tell many stories, but so hopefully you will take advantage of that mentorship and the organizations that can help you. But you also have to fall flat on your face a couple times.
How do you pick yourself up?
You got to love what you do. It can't be that you are just doing it to make a dollar. You have to be passionate about it, and it will get you through. It will get you through, even when you're crying, even if you get sick over it. Don't give up if you love what you're doing.
Number one rule for success?
Learn. Do your homework. Don't think that your idea is unique or different until you have checked everything out. And I don't care what space you're in, service, product, you need to do your homework and see how you're different and how you can stand out in the sea of so many.